Well, hello there, everybody. It's Friday, and we are at the end of 8 weeks of this modified instruction. It's May 8th, and this marks the end of a week that's set aside every year to show appreciation for our teachers. So today's the last day of Teacher Appreciation Week, and I wanted to take a minute to appreciate my teachers, appreciate all the hard work that they've been putting into modifying instruction and chasing after lessons and all the extra work that they're doing so that all of our students here will continue to receive a good education. I know that I've had some comments come to me from some parents how difficult they found having to teach their kids. It made them appreciate a little more all the effort and work that goes into teaching, because there's so much other than just the daily classroom instruction that most people don't even realize teachers are doing. And then beyond that, it's not like it's a job where when you go home at the end of the day, you don't have to think about it, because there's all kinds of things. There's papers to read and tests to grade, lesson plans to prepare for the next day. And then just the concern that a teacher may have about a student that may be struggling or in a little bit of trouble somehow. So there's almost a nonstop investment that teachers make. And I can remember a saying where some fool made the comment that if you can, you do, and if you can't, you teach. And I'm a pretty practical kind of thinking guy, and the first thing that occurred to me is that the intellect that allowed him to make that statement came because some teacher took the time to teach him. In your faith, your prophets respect teachers. Allah respects the work teachers do. Teachers are not kings, but they make kings. They give children the opportunity to discover the joy of learning so that they can go on and be successful. So, a couple of things I want to do for you beyond just thanking my teachers and letting them know how much I appreciate the work they do. If you'd like, kids, it might be nice just to let your teacher know that you do appreciate them. There was a fellow by the name of Kevin Huff who penned a little poem. I'd like to share that. Teachers. Teachers paint their minds and guide their thoughts, share their achievements, and advise their faults. Inspire a love of knowledge and truth as you light the path which leads our youth For our future brightens with each lesson you teach, each smile you lengthen, each goal you help reach. For the dawn of each poet, each philosopher and king begins with a teacher and the wisdom they bring. Years ago, when I was young and adventurous and trying to find my way in this life, I ended up in Seattle, Washington. And in Seattle, Washington, right down on Puget Sound, right off the end of Pike Street, is the Pike Place Market. And I would go down there and I would perform. I was a street artist. And one day I happened into a bookstore, and there was this big guy sitting there reading a story, sharing some of his poetry with a bunch of children. And I realized and recognized it was a fellow by the name of Shel Silverstein. And on that day, I had my guitar with me, and we sat and we sang a song about green alligators and long-necked geese, humpty-back camels and chimpanzees, and unicorns. Just one of those moments in the journey of my life that's forever impressed into my memory. But anyhow, one of the stories that he wrote was this little story here, entitled The Giving Tree. And this is one of my favorite little stories. And there's nothing that says more about a teacher than the story of this tree. Once there was a tree, and she loved a little boy. And every day the boy would come, and he'd gather her leaves and make them into a crown and play king of the forest. He would climb up her trunk and swing from her branches and eat her apples. And they would play hide and go seek. And when he was tired, he would sleep in her shade. And the boy loved the tree very much. And the tree was happy. But time went by, and the boy grew older, and the tree was often alone. Then one day the boy came to the tree and the tree said, "Come, boy, come climb up my trunk and swing from my branches, eat apples and play in the shade and be happy." "I'm too big to climb and play," said the boy. "I want to buy things and have fun. I want some money. Can you give me some money?" "I'm sorry," said the tree, "but I have no money. I only have leaves and apples. Take my apples, boy, and sell them in the city. Then you'll have money and you'll be happy." And so the boy climbed up the tree and gathered her apples and carried them away, and the tree was happy. But the boy stayed away for a long time, and the tree was sad. And then one day the boy came back, and the tree shook with joy, and she said, "Come, boy, climb up my trunk, swing from my branches, and be happy." "I'm too busy to climb trees," said the boy. "I want a house to keep me warm," he said. "I want a wife and I want children, and so I need a house. Can you give me a house?" "I have no house," said the tree. "The forest is my house, but you may cut off my branches and build a house. Then you'll be happy." And so the boy cut off her branches and carried them away to build a house. And the tree was happy. But the boy stayed away for a long time, and when he came back, the tree was happy. She could hardly speak. "Come, boy," she whispered, "come and play." "I'm too old and sad to play," said the boy. "I want a boat that will take me far away from here. Can you give me a boat?" "Well, cut down my trunk and make a boat," said the tree. "Then you can sail away and be happy." And so the boy cut down her trunk and made a boat and sailed away. And the tree was happy, but not really. And after a long time, the boy came back again. "I am sorry, boy," said the tree, "but I have nothing left to give you. My apples are gone." "My teeth are too weak for apples," said the boy. "My branches are gone," said the tree. "You cannot swing on them." I'm too old to swing on branches," said the boy. "My trunk is gone," said the tree. "You cannot climb." "I'm too tired to climb," said the boy. "I'm sorry," sighed the tree. "I wish that I could give you something, but I have nothing left. I'm just an old stump. I'm very sorry." "I don't need very much now," said the boy. "Just a quiet place to sit and rest. I'm tired." "Well," said the tree, straightening herself up as much as she could, "well, an old stump is a good place for sitting and resting. Come, boy, sit down and rest." And the boy did, and the tree was happy. The end. What a great little story about giving everything you can for the success of another. And that's pretty much what a teacher does. And hopefully we all have a greater appreciation for all the teachers everywhere in this country right now during the pandemic that are out doing everything they can to keep the kids excited, learning, and feeling safe. So before I go today, just once again, I'd like to say to each and every one of my teachers, I know how hard you work. I see every day the efforts that you put in to caring for and loving the children of this school. So from my heart, thank you.